Yo, what up, y'all? Justin Gay, Seeds of Xanadu. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe, man. It really helps out a lot around here. I didn't even realize how much it actually helped out. It helps us to get a little bit more traction with the channel. So your subscriptions are very well welcome. Those of you that have been subscribed to us from the beginning or for a while now, thank you so much, guys. And don't forget to tell your friends. Live sales versus prepackaged sales when it comes to farmers market. Although I have seen a couple sunflower trays, straight up trays like this, living trays, being sold in the store. Anyway, I want to get into the pros and the cons of doing live cuts at a farmer's market. What I'm referring to is actually harvesting our microgreen trays at the farmer's market to order, really. But first I'll go over the cons because I think that there's fewer cons really than anything else. The number one con is space, right? So as you can see right now, this is pretty much all the microgreens that I have growing at the time, or at least at this time. Normally kind of slow down this time of year anyway and start kind of kicking into a little bit more of our field production. We've been doing really well with our salad mixes and stuff like that at the farmer's market, as well as different chefs and restaurants and all that. Nevertheless, even when I'm at my full capacity of trays, which is right about 200 for me, that's kind of where we fall at our top. It doesn't really take me much more than my patio. Actually, come on. Just in case you guys have never seen my patio before. Pretty much this is it. And for the most part, it's for this space back to pretty much where the dirt starts, right? So we have all these racks here, as well as those racks that you guys see me in front of earlier. So really at the end of the day, there's really not that huge of a spatial concern. It's really not that much space that I'm really dealing with. We also do grow a little bit inside the grow rack, or we do have the option to place at least another 45 trays on the grow rack if we did come down to that. But like I said, right about 200 is where we top off at anyhow. With all those 200 trays, it's still relatively not a lot of space, man. Like I said, right back there is what I just showed you. For the most part is where we keep most of our greens, except for this time of year where we can put most of them up here. Right now, just because our canopy's off, we will be putting that up hopefully tomorrow. Up here too, we get a little bit more light this time of year too. So that's kind of why they're up front. But as you can see, not much space. The other reason, or the other, I guess, concern that I had going into doing more of a live cut sale was now having to purchase a van or having the space to actually transfer your microgreens to wherever it is that you're going to sell them. Originally, we did do that in my element back there, which really sucked. I shouldn't say it sucked. It's a lot better now that we have Big Bertha. Believe it or not, I really haven't used my own personal vehicle for some time. I'm still getting dirt out of that damn thing. Now granted, it was being used as a farm truck as well. It wasn't just for microgreens, although if a tray did spill over, which does happen, you know, you have to deal with dirt. Don't get me wrong, that is a huge investment. It does take, you know, it takes money to make sure that that can go, but that's something that you can more than likely be able to scale up to relatively fast with this business. You know, for your personal vehicles, there's racks and trays and stuff that I see people use or make, so you don't have to necessarily just jump directly into getting a van right away. It was just something that I really wanted to do because I was going to do it anyway. Really, outside of the transportation of the microgreens and then the overall space of the microgreens, that's the only really drawback or biggest concerns at least I faced when deciding to go over to a live sell model for the farmer's market. Now, some of the benefits I find with this model, one of the bigger ones is that a lot of the upfront costs that I would have had to put up, I did not have to put up. And in fact, I'm still not having to put up because of this model. That one upfront cost is refrigeration. Right now, I'm only using a commercial reach-in refrigerator. I honestly feel as though if we weren't doing live sales at the farmer's market, we would definitely need more space. Don't get me wrong, we have now outgrown that that refrigerator unit, but again, we do store a lot of our salad mixes and leafy greens inside of that refrigerator as well. I do honestly feel if it weren't for the live cut, we definitely would have had to go to a bigger refrigerator a lot sooner than we are now. Opposed to me storing all of our harvested greens in the cooler, I can store them out here living, you know what I mean? Yeah, these things they stay alive. Another thing is I don't have to harvest them earlier in the week. I'm actually harvesting them at the market. I am cutting specifically for an order every single time as far as it goes to the market. Therefore, I'm utilizing the exact number of clamshells that I need, the exact amount of bags that I need. I'm not really doing any guesswork here. I'm just taking out the trays, harvesting them at the market, and then all those things are pretty much covered. As I noted in past videos, we do a pre-mix. Right now I'm doing right about 30 pounds of that mix every weekend. There's still a large amount of our clientele that still would prefer us to do everything as a living cut. So that is a really cool thing to be able to give that to them. No, there's another concern too that I didn't mention when it comes to the live sale model at your farmer's market. That is lines. Do we lose people from having to wait? Yes, we do. Any other spot at a farmer's market, I've seen people leave, especially in the restaurants. People are taking a while to make the food, or they got a long line, or I think that actually might be for me. Or we have like a long line, you know, people will leave. But at the same time, when people see what the hubbub is about, that we're actually cutting microgreens and there's a line, there's definitely been people that have been attracted to that and stay in that line. And the people that don't stay in that line, a lot of them come back and they let us know, hey, there was a line, and so I just wanted to see what this was about, and then they actually end up buying. So it kind of, you know, you never really know exactly how many people that we lose due to the harvesting at the stand. Nevertheless, I don't imagine it to be that bad. I mean, they're doing great at the market. He's great enough for me, so I don't really find that to be too big of a problem. No love. I just knew something was for me in that truck, but no love. Going back to more of the pros, all the microgreen trays that we do not sell, therefore all the microgreens that we do not sell at the farmer's market, we get to bring these guys back and then sell them again, either in a mix or as a tray that following week, which is really, really awesome. Right now, for the most part, I'm just harvesting all the unsold microgreens and putting them into the mix. It works out very well, especially this time of year when it gets cooler. That's been an awesome, awesome thing. Like, I don't even know what other kind of produce vendor can actually even do that. You know what I mean? Like, we can literally take our trays still alive, bring them back, harvest them, and then have them have a second chance at being sold. That's amazing to me. And another thing is, because we are harvesting to order, you know, we cut down on the amount of bags that we use. We cut down on the amount of clamshells that we use, simply because, like I was saying before, people are telling us exactly what it is that they want right before they're getting ready to buy them. So yeah, there's a lot that we cut down in terms of waste as well. To me, this is honestly one of the better ways to go about this. So now that we are harvesting these microgreens at the market while you wait, I am no longer having to harvest them, wash them, clean them. You know what I'm saying? Here at the plot, we don't have to do that anymore, which saves a whole bunch of time. These things got to get harvested anyway. I might as well just harvest them for a person that's telling me exactly what it is that they want. At least that's the way I see it. No guesswork. So now, even if I grow too many microgreen trays for the market, I can now bring those things back, like I was saying before, and get them sold. So it's awesome, man. My booth is just living. There's living abundance in the market. Dude, it just works, you know what I mean? My stack them high, watch them fly, is just bringing more trays to the market. I, for the most part, have some kind of insurance that if they don't sell there that day, I can either sell them the next day at the market, or I can sell them, worst case scenario, in a mix for the next market. Then also another option is that I can now harvest them and get them to a chef as well. There's just so many cool things that go about this model that I'm absolutely in love with. And also too, I'm not paying anybody to harvest these things anymore. That might not get sold, man. I mean, it kind of always comes back to that for me. Even though now I have a pretty good idea of what's gonna sell and what's not gonna sell, there's still days in the market that are like conundrums, right? We get thrown those curveballs. We come back with 10 trays. Doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. And when it does happen, it's nice to, like, again, know that I'm still cool, at least for the next couple of days, right? I was getting at before, I don't have to pay somebody to actually stand here and harvest the trays. Granted, I am paying somebody now to be at the farmer's market, but we run farmer's markets. I was gonna be paying them anyway. So now I'm both paying them as well as paying them to harvest at the market. The next best thing for me, honestly, would be to actually have our customers harvest their own microgreens at the market, which I don't know will ever actually happen just because of insurance reasons and stuff like that at the market, giving people sharp things. I'm not sure if that's gonna go down well with management. Taking pre-harvested, pre-washed, grab-and-go bags to the market, there's a lot of pluses to that model as well. One, you may not need as much vehicle to transport your greens back and forth, although something that size is actually pretty cool. But again, you might not have to get that as soon. You're gonna be able to move those lines a lot faster with people just grabbing and taking off. That's one big reason why we actually made our grab and go. Actually kind of stumbled into that, but why I'm happy that we actually have our grab and go at the market now. Yeah, that really helps move the line along as well. So definitely having prepackaged items or prepackaged produce at the farmer's market, yeah, you're definitely going to be able to crank through those people a lot faster than us actually having to harvest or prepare their order for them. So it kind of just really is up to you, man. Once you start figuring out and learning what your farmer's market is going to do, you now know exactly how much to bring. Although the stack 'em high, watch 'em fly, that abundance, dude, that is a real thing. People are attracted to abundance. So the way that I'm looking at it is I would have to bring extra bags to the market that I might not sell, then now I'm taking a chance of them actually going bad if the sun's hitting them, getting underneath that canopy and hitting them. A lot of times what can end up happening is now that we have bad product that we have to sit on and eat. Unfortunately, nobody gets to eat it because it's bad. That's probably the biggest downfall to me when it comes to a prepackaged item going to the market, at least going 100% prepackaged. When we get to cutting at the farmer's market, you know, when the people come out and they're actually seeing us harvesting our trays, it's almost like we're the Benihana of microgreens, you know what I mean? We're like the Benihana of the farmer's market, man. People really like to just, I don't know, people stop and they see that, they get intrigued with what it is that I'm doing or that what it is that we're doing at the market. And yeah, a lot of times those end up becoming customers. One, because I can now guarantee that I am more than likely the freshest thing that you're gonna be purchasing out of the farmer's market. I have it right now because this product is still living right now. It's living seconds before you actually tell me that you want sunflower and radish, whatever, right? I'm now literally going to this tray and harvesting it for you, putting it in a bag, and now giving it to you. There's a lot of people that are really into that and really love just that option, if you will, you know what I mean? And to be able to give that option, like I was getting at before, man, it's awesome to be able to just be able to say that. I think I'm really the only person that can say that in the market, yo, I have the freshest thing in the market. The next person I can probably think of that kind of comes close is Sprouts, and that's because, you know, they're still kind of sprouting. So that's pretty much what I got for you guys, man. That is why I like doing live sales at the farmer's market versus a prepackaged sales at the farmer's market. It really just kind of comes down to expense, really, to be honest with you. It kind of comes down to me seeing that or feeling as though I don't have to spend as much money. And ease. Savings. What other things I can think of. Anyway, I hope this video was valuable. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to keep up with what it is that I'm doing, you can always follow me on Instagram. I'm Justin Gay. This is Seasons Entity, yo. Peace.